We're talking about serenity at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York, and I'm Ellen McCauley. What better way to deal with stress than to go the opposite direction? We need healthy coping strategies. And isn't one way of dealing with healthy coping strategy relaxing our mind? I always tell people, write it down. I'm big on that. I'm big on writing things down, maybe telling someone off on paper, ripping it up, burning it up, writing about all the things I did wrong in my life and wishing I didn't, and then letting it go, burning it up. Also talking. You know, if you don't have a husband Bob and I were like, one time I got mad at him because he was with Vince and he was down in Pittsburgh, and there wasn't really time for the daily rehash. He goes, Ellen, you know, I'm down here, but we got to run because Joe's here for dinner. I go, well, what about our rehash? Because every day we're like, you got up and then we go. And then I went to work and I drove here, and then he's like, blah, 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 and I'm blah, blah, blah. Because the rehash feels so good, and you get all those things out, you talk, you laugh, you cry. And always it says to do something you enjoy. One thing I really enjoy is gardening. I cannot wait till the weather's good. I don't even mind how bad it looks. Like some people are like, oh, my yard, the snow melted and there's all this garbage. Where did it come from? And I like that because I can clean it up. I can make it look pretty. I like gardening. Get something. Your pet. Someone told me tonight they got a new puppy. How great. Focus on the present. I've been working 6 years, 2 months, 13 days on focusing on the present. Because that's all we got. That's all we got is the present. No day but today. Meditate. I'm not too good at meditating. I usually stick a few Hail Marys in there. Exercise. You know, Holly and Mark, they did the St. Patrick's Day run, and so did Lynn. Who else did the St. Patrick's Day run here? Well, I'm going to do it next year. Who wants to do it with me? Excellent. Let's do it next year. And it doesn't matter if you walk. It's so funny because I think of Holly and Mark. I'm like, oh wow, they're so fit. They are so awesome. Look at Holly and Mark. Raise your hands. I mean, they've lost weight. They've kept it off. So I read in the paper, how the winner, the guy did it in like 20 minutes and the girl did it in like 21 minutes. So I'm thinking, I bet you Holly and Mark were like, 23, 24 minutes. So I asked them today, because I'm thinking of them. They're like, I'm here, they're like over here. And they're like, Mark did it in 39 minutes and Holly did it in 40. And I'm thinking, wow. I said, what did that guy and Gail do who did it in 20? They must have like run like a sprint the whole time. And then somebody else walked 2.5 miles of it. There's no rules. You can walk, you can run, you can do it a 1 mile, you can do 2 miles. But the fact of the matter, you're doing what? Something. You breathe, you do L-E-E-ong, you make up your own ba-bong, jimong, just throw a gong or a ong on something and move. But what about Christian ways of relieving stress? Well, the first one is pray. You don't think with this weather and these icy roads, us nice Catholics are doing a heck of a lot of praying the last couple of days? Help me get up the last go road, Jesus. I trust in you, Jesus. And then somebody like puts on the brakes and you're like, no! Because you know, and you're sitting there going, keep going, just keep going, you know. And you find Jesus in Syracuse on days like yesterday. And here's something important. You say no to projects that people say to me, Ellen, you're kind of busy, aren't you? And you know what? I am a little B word, but guess what I finally learned to do? Say no. There's things that I want to do desperately. I would love to help with the food pantry. I'd like to help with the funeral luncheons. I can't do that right now. So I have to say no, but maybe I can do something sooner. Do something later if I can't do it now. Also delegate. Oh, would you mind helping me? Or why don't we do this together? Let's make it a team. My sister and I, there's no project. If there's a room to clean, Her and I sort at my mother's house. Her back bedroom was a mess. My sister and I went over there. We talked, we laughed, we organized, we ran things out to my mother. You want this? She's like, well, maybe. I'm like, no, you don't. And then, no, you don't. So we give her a choice, not really. But it was so much fun. I mean, organizing a room, you get your sister, you get a friend, you do it. Simplify and unclutter your life. We're going to have a whole session pretty soon on uncluttering our lives. And you know what? They always say one day at a time, sweet Jesus. I say one drawer at a time, sweet Jesus. And I even have a whole file cabinet with files, because I may need that stuff someday. Of course, I can't find a darn thing. Remember, I needed the title to a car. I don't know where it is. I had to get another one, But I got them all in files somewhere. So now I say one file a day. So every day I take a file, and it's a lot less daunting, one drawer at a time, one file at a time. Here's the big one. Live within your budget. When I grew up, we didn't have credit cards. We didn't go to dinner. If my mom wanted something and we couldn't afford it, you know what we did? She laid it away. Laid it away at Sears. We still think of Sears. Everything great was at Sears. And my mom would go there every week and pay the $1 or the $5. We don't need a lot of the stuff we get, and we certainly don't need to charge it. All right, here's a big one, number 14. We all need a little bit to KMS. Keep our mouths shut. I've noticed it. This single piece of advice can prevent an enormous amount of trouble. And sometimes you might break one of your teeth off and they might fall into your mouth. Keeping your mouth shut because you're going, "Arr." It really helps, because you don't have to have the last word or the be-all, the end-all. Keep our mouths shut. I like this. Carry a Bible with you and read while waiting in line, especially if there's mean people around. And then you go, oh, and you're sitting there and people are being all mean and nasty, and you whip out the Bible and you start turning the pages. They'll start going, what are they doing over there reading the Bible? I better clean up my act. Get enough rest. And every day, find time to be alone. My best alone time is in the car. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to music. I'm talking to Jesus. We have a wonderful time together. Be kind to unkind people. They need it the most. Talk less and listen more. And remind yourself that you are not the general manager of the universe, or in Ellen speak, the vice president of God. I've always say, okay, God, I don't like that so much. How about if we do it this way? And I would feel guilty about things. I felt bad that Putin put on that nice little Olympics and then he's invading the Ukraine. I'm like, Putin, what are you doing? I can't personalize Putin. I can pray. I even feel bad about the airplane missing. Where are you? Where is it? The old Ellen would really get all worked up about it. Now I just say, God, help them and help those people. I'm going to stop right there, Bobby.